Hey guys, Smoothie here. The timing may seem a little bit off, but I never really made a statement when I retired. I kind of just disappeared at some point and I didn't really address what I was doing, if I retired or not. And I've had a lot of fans and also like old teammates, friends reach out and just kind of wonder what I'm doing nowadays. At this point, I've played League for, I'd say, a majority of my life. I've played professionally 10 years, but League of Legends in general, I think I've played maybe 15, 16 years, just after it kind of came out. And needless to say, it's had a huge impact on my life. I first started my pro career back in 2015 on my first LCS team, Team Dragon Knights. That was probably some of the funniest years of my life. First time experiencing a gaming house, first time living in LA, coming here, meeting all the pros that I've looked up to for years and years prior. And yeah, it was just a roller coaster of my life getting completely shifted from, just school, which I never liked in the first place, into living my dream. And everything just moved so fast. Following my year on TDK, I went to TL, and from TL, I transitioned into being the main support player for C9. And that was probably like my breakout year, I guess. I played the best I've ever played on C9. They trusted me. Jack, Sneaky, Jensen, all of them really trusted me and I played really, really well. Me joining a roster like that, they came with a lot of pressure, but I don't know, it was just so much fun. Like, everybody was really supportive. Everybody gave me the time to learn. I had some of the best teammates I've ever played with in Impact, Contracts, Jensen, Ray, Sneaky, Meteos. Everybody on that team were stars and we got really far actually. We won a majority of our scrims. I remember we had a really fun split. I went to Worlds twice, made quarterfinals twice. One game off semifinals, unfortunately, but it's not about where you end up, it's about the journey, right? I also had the chance to play in TSM, and we also had another finals appearance there, playing with stars like Bjergsen, and nowadays Broken Blade is popping off right now too. So like every player on that roster was just very, very hardworking, driven. I think if you're on TSM in the first place, the fans have a sort of expectation of you to just be the best always. And TSM had that, that drive, that motivation, that hunger to be the number one. And I loved it. I think something that I just love doing is competing in the first place. I'm very competitive within myself as well. And I don't like not being good at what I do. So I think that's one of the big things that make me a competitor. After TSM, I went to CLG. And I'm very, very grateful for all the teammates I've played with. It was a good time, even though our results didn't reflect it. And I still learned a lot about myself throughout the whole journey. I think after playing for, after like 7 years of playing LCS consecutively, I started feeling kind of burnt out, which I didn't really realize I was getting burnt out. But my drive for the game just wasn't as strong as it was. I could feel it for sure. I didn't really have as much fun playing solo queue. The only thing that really kept me going was that I just love the team aspect. I love building something together with my teammates and my staff of the org I'm working for. That part of League of Legends I've always enjoyed, I've always loved. Team houses, offices, just being around people every single day was something that I've always enjoyed. I just wasn't feeling that joy of playing the game. So at that point, I thought it was time for something new. So after my last split on EG Academy, we went to finals. I had a lot of reflecting to do. I kind of sat down and I had to figure out what I was gonna do. I had a couple options. I could have played again, I could have coached, I could have streamed, but none of that would have made me happy. Figuring out what was next was probably one of the scariest things I have ever done. Playing professionally is such like a niche skill. So finding something that kind of bridges that skill set into something else was something that I've thought about on the side for a long time. And I was thinking, what career can I connect esports with? How can I help my friends? How can I help my teammates and the people around me do better? And for me, that answer was real estate. So I became a realtor, and that's what I've been kind of up to in the last year. It's been nonstop. I've been doing a lot, trying to get good at this as quickly as possible, and I'm having a blast doing it. The transition from playing pro was a really daunting task for me. I didn't know what to expect really. I just kind of stepped into it and closed my eyes and just figured it out. But I knew that I had a passion for helping people. I had a passion for business. Little known fact about me is that before I became pro, I was in business school for a year. Obviously dropped out to move to LA to chase my dream, but I've always had roots in business in general. So it was something that came kind of naturally. I am helping a lot of LCS teams, pro players from multiple games, and yeah, just being around for anybody that I used to know to ask about any questions, because it's like the next step in life, right? I think everybody wants to get a house at some point. Everybody wants to understand the process, but no one really wants to move forward because they're kind of stuck in this esports bubble. For me, it brings me a lot of happiness to be the one to help people move forward in their life, and it's been such an amazing journey so far. I wouldn't give it up for anything. Shameless plug, I know, but if you are ever looking into getting real estate in the Los Angeles area, please feel free to reach out. I got you. Growing up, esports was always something that was really special to me. I was never a kid that really loved school. I always got some pretty good grades, but I always found myself going home, playing video games, playing with my friends, and luckily I didn't struggle too hard in school. I'm very thankful for my parents pushing me to study more, but at the end of the day, my passion was playing games. And I grew up with so many games around me: StarCraft, Warcraft 3, MapleStory, just a bunch of these games that were very typical back then. And esports was something that I put a lot of my time in. And I'm very thankful that I was able to go somewhere with it, because I feel like I never really expected to go anywhere by playing video games. My parents definitely didn't feel like it. They wanted me to just be, your typical doctor, lawyer, son. I was the firstborn, so I had to carry, I felt a certain responsibility there. And yeah, I kind of just took a shot in the dark. When I first joined my first team, I didn't know what to expect. At the time, my parents, they were really, really unsupportive. My dad actually came with me to LA when I first went and checked out Riot, checked out what my team house would be. And after that, he was on board, but it was a scary time. I didn't really know what to do. I just knew that I wanted to do it. And from there, the pieces started clicking. Thinking back, it's a dream. This is not something that everyone can do. And this is not something that people have the drive to do. And it kind of feels like a fever dream, playing in front of thousands, millions of people on the world stage. There's nothing that can compare to that level of dopamine and that level of concentration that you need to constantly have to be able to become the best. And just the experience in general of playing with teammates, living with them, being in the same office every single day, everyone working toward the same goal. That idea was always something that really, really resonated with me. And I'm very, very glad and thankful that I have these opportunities. Making his finals debut, it's Supporter Smoothie. Even though this chapter is closing for me now, looking back, I was the MVP candidate, went to World's quarterfinals twice, went to North American finals several times. I played and been on some of the best teams in North America, played with some of the best players in North America, and I just feel really proud of my time as a pro player. Even to this day, I've had fans ask me, oh, where have you been? Where's your stream? And they're still keeping up with my career, even though I didn't address anything after I retired. And I'm just so thankful, right? Without all these passionate people that watch LCS and watch esports in general, we wouldn't have anything. So thank you so much to everybody who has supported me throughout the last 10 years and supports LCS in general. Thank you, thank you.